who's wrong and who's wronger. In this corner, followed by millions, James the Exploding Unicorn Breakwell. And in that corner, ignored by millions, Steve Dash Rinko Lever.
Everybody, and welcome back to Wrong and Wronger. We are so delighted and a little bit shocked that you're here. I am sitting across from the esteemed James, oh my God, why is he still here? Breakwell, and I am Steve, oh my God, why is he still here? Olivas. And James, how are you doing tonight, man? What's going on in your world?
I just suffered through that intro, but now that it's over, I feel pretty good, so let's hope things get better from here.
Well, this is the podcast where we flip the quarter of fate every week, and it is a specialty Guam quarter of fate that we had minted just for this program, and that will determine the side of an argument that typically you decide what we're going to debate. Today, we're going to decide on the heels and the hangover part of the anniversary special last week, and James, the feedback has been nothing but nothing on that anniversary show. It's been quite touching, to be honest with you.
You know what? If ever there was proof that the system was rigged, it was that episode. My audience, which is primarily female, voted overwhelmingly that we should not celebrate anniversaries. So if you're a guy out there, just remember that. There's a good chance that you can convince a woman on a poll online to say anniversaries don't matter. This is your get out of jail free card. If you're stuck in that doghouse, you refer them to the poll. And now we know with scientific accuracy that women do not, in fact, care about anniversaries. That's all there is to it. The matter's settled.
Let me amend a couple of those statements. One of them is, this was probably, literally, when it comes down to numbers, the closest poll that we've ever had. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, we've declared that before. It was pretty close.
Well, this one I think was within 20, like when you added Facebook in with the Twitter.
Really close.
And secondly, the only chance that guys have to win that argument, that debate, is if they're me, and they channel all of the awesome that is Dr. Steve's side of the podium.
Oh, if they were you, they would all be divorced already, or never married in the first place. If they were you, the human race would have come to a grinding halt because no one would have babies with them. But thank goodness that's not the case. There's only one Steve Olivas, and that's one too many.
Yeah! And it is right here, and you've tuned into him. Imagine your luck.
Don't remind them. They're going to tune out.
Well, I don't know that we have a whole lot tuned in the first place. And so if we lose one or two, that might drop it significantly to below zero. All right. Well, we always begin, James. Usually we banter a little bit about the penalty video, and I don't know, you looked like you were tired of making these damn penalty videos in that one. How you doing with this run of bad luck? I'm sorry, this run of losing to a superior foe that you've had recently?
The system has been fixed against me. That one, that was like the 16th try we did in a row to get that video on there. And Waffle wanted me to carry her, and the kids kept jumping out of the frame, and the camera was crooked, and I was like, you know what, we're just going to roll with it. And it was what it was. We did the dance. We looked kind of sort of like orangutans, and it's over. Until next week, when I lose the debate again, because the system has been fixed against me. It's all right. I know you've got the fake voters out there. I know what you've been up to. I know you've been paying them $3 a vote. If he's been paying you less than $3 a vote, he's gypping you. You got to go for the full value of your vote on there. So make sure you stick it to him.
Man, I mobilized the dudes out there, the men, the burly guys, the man's men, not the metrosexuals that you've got in your camp that drink the craft beer, wear the skinny jeans, the berets, and have the glasses with bad frames. I got guys that have stuff under their fingernails from hard work. That's who won the poll last week, man. Make Wrong and Wronger great again. That's what I say.
Oh, I'm so disturbed right now. But today, luckily, I can wash the filth of your argument off of me with our topic, which is,
nice.
Should you start in the shower by washing your hair, or should you start by washing your body? This is a pretty controversial thing, and it's something you might not find out about because you probably not watched many other people shower. I hope you haven't watched many other people shower. So you probably have a very small sample size to work with, but today we're going to weigh out the merits of those and decide once and for all what's the better way to get clean.
Wash your head first or your body
Yes.
for interesting. And also, we need to poll people on how many folks they have actually watched shower. I will bet my number is easily in the hundreds just because of being an athlete growing up. All through high school and middle school, you're an athlete, you end up in gym class. Like, we still had gym class when I was in high school. It was abolished because somebody in your generation got hit with a dodgeball at some point, and so no kid could ever move out of their seat again for the rest of eternity. But in my generation, the athletes took showers. Football team, baseball team, you had to take a shower after practice and after the games. And so I would imagine mine is fairly high. Plus, being a member of a gymnasium, that if you shower after your workout, you see dudes tromping around. So I'll bet mine's pretty high. What about you?
You know, at my high school, in the girls' locker room, which was also the varsity locker room before basketball games. So like once every few weeks we'd be in there before our games because it was a small school. We had a double duty. Anyway, in the girls' locker room, they had separate like showers for. They had dividers, but in the guys' room, it was like one big communal thing. I think, why did you set it up this way? How much trouble would it have been to put up those flimsy metal dividers in between? But they just couldn't do it. They couldn't bring it upon themselves to spend the extra $60 in sheet metal to do that. But I only had to take, I think, one semester at gym. So my number's pretty low. And I got to say, when I was in there, I watched 0 people shower. I kept my eyes to myself. I did gym correctly, unlike you, where the real sport was just watching other people shower, which explains a lot about you. I was there for the sport. I was there for the class, so I didn't look at them. They didn't look at me. So I'm going to say my number's pretty low.
So you cast your eyes down and walked with purpose to and from the shower. Yes,
that's exactly what I did.
So the girls' locker room had single stall showers?
Yeah, and they're like, well, girls are more self-conscious. And I think that's pretty sexist. I think the guys would have greatly appreciated that metal divider in there. It was the same space. It was exactly the same setup. They just threw up dividers. It was... I saw what could be. I saw the potential of that room, and the guys just weren't worth the extra money. So I knew my place instantly. I did not feel great about it, but it was a good introduction to the priorities of the world right there.
See, I wonder if, and I don't want to belabor this point, but I guess that's what we do. I wonder if fewer girls shower than boys, and so the boys needed more shower heads, and so ours were on poles that had shower heads all around them, like in a lot of the prison movies that you see. And I wonder if the girl-to-boy showering ratio was 1-4 or 1-5 maybe, so they had a little more square footage to work with.
I don't follow. I'm pretty sure the girls shower as well. Maybe we've grown up in vastly different societies, but where I come, both males and females shower. If you go through
after gym class,
after everything, you get sweaty, you take a shower. That's how the system works. Are you implying that?
Boy, I would like to poll that.
You think
that's an interesting
question?
You think
after high school, Jim, that the girls skipped showering? You think they just went to class smelly and sweaty?
I don't think I don't think they sweat like boys do. B, I don't think they smell like boys do. And C, there's a lot of extra calories that girls burn because they have to do their hair, they have to do their makeup. Like, there's a lot going on that they have to tend to that may make them opt out of the shower just to keep everything kind of together. I don't know. It's a good question. It's an interesting. I wouldn't have never thought of it if you wouldn't have brought that thing up about spending a lot of time lurking in the girls' showers.
Yeah. And just to clarify again, I was in there with the boys' basketball team. There were no girls in there at that time.
No. I mean, I accidentally left.
Yeah. Funny how that works. Yeah. I never gave it that much thought, to be honest. So I'm going to go ahead and side with the egalitarian showers and assume they shower equal amounts and leave it at that, because that's what I do. I pander to both sides, and then both sides refuse to vote for me. That's how the system works.
See, I have a real opinion. That's what I do. That's what I bring to the show, is a little dose of rationality. All right. Well, we do have to compliment each other, and I apologize that you have to compliment me, because I know that giving another human being a compliment goes completely against your nature. But to give you a little bit of time to get your wits about you, I will go first.
All right, go ahead.
With that kind of gracious introduction, I don't know how I can say no. Well, James, I want to compliment you on the fact that you still bring it every time you lose the poll. You don't complain. I mean, you do on here, but
much.
You have a lot more time in between these shows to complain to me about how this is rigged, how this is baloney, how you're out of order, the court's out, this whole darn thing is out of order. But you don't. You suck it up and smile for the camera and do your thing, and you cajole your daughters, who probably at this point are enjoying it like exponentially more than you are, and yet you still keep bringing it every time you lose. I don't know how you lost last week. I was thinking what you were thinking, which was we might as well not even debate because it's over before. It's like giving Golden State the trophy before the season starts next year, just to save all the season ticket holders a lot of money and heartache for the other teams. But you lost, and you still, just like David Lee Roth says, eat it and smile.
The rules are the rules. I mean, the worst part is I made the rules. I created the penalty system. This is my monster, and now it's destroying me. I know exactly how Dr. Frankenstein felt now. So... Yeah,
and looked, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, we look pretty similar. We have about the same amount of grace. It's the parallels are uncanny. But yeah, the biggest challenge is I'm running out of videos to do. I get penalized so frequently. I don't know what else is out there. I mean, last time I imitated a freaking monkey. I don't know what else is out there, but I will find it. Hopefully not this week. Hopefully this week our good, kind listeners will give me a week off. But I don't know. I don't even remember what the debate topic was last week. It's already gone from my head. I just know that there was an injustice. Oh, anniversaries. That's what it was. I remembered earlier. I remembered 5 minutes ago in this podcast, and I already forgot. That's how traumatizing it was. I just keep it all compartmentalized.
It's fine. Yeah, the brain, it jettisons trauma right away. It sort of compartmentalizes and just sticks it out the garbage chute. So that's my compliment to you, and well done, sir.
Yes.
And we'll be well done again next week.
And I would like to compliment you for your continued vain attempts to psychoanalyze me, or I guess attempts in vain. I think I put vain in the wrong part of the sentence there. Every time,
well, there is vanity going on here, but it ain't from my side. Anyway,
every time, and not so much after this podcast, but after the podcast that we usually record after this one, 10 Minutes to Save Your Marriage, where he puts on a psychologist hat and knows about things. He always every once he throws in some barbs after me, especially after hours. And I think last time we were talking about dads or something. You're like, and you get your sense of humor. You must get it from your dad. He must have encouraged it. You wanted to win his approval. And I told my dad that. And you should have seen how hard he rolled his eyes. He actively discouraged it the entire way up. I think every guess you've made about my life has been wrong, and yet you keep going, building this other alternate narrative. And I kind of wonder what's going to happen. Like someday there's going to be the unauthorized biography of James Breakwell by Steve Olivas, and it's just going to be this total I don't know what's going to be, and I'm not going to like it. So I would like to commend you for your creativity in rebuilding my early childhood. I do look forward to hearing about it every week and then conveying it to my parents who wonder how things went so very wrong.
Well, they've called me a couple of times about it. Yes, that unauthorized, unabridged, I don't remember what you said, but it's all scripted right here, man, right between the ears. I've got it, and your publisher has been on the line a couple of times with me. I've got to take a couple of parts out because the fact that you ended up in like a weird compromising position with Scarlett Johansson, I don't know if the world needs to know about that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. I don't know if it'd be in the fiction or the nonfiction section, but I will buy a copy. You will sell exactly one copy of that book. I may or may not burn it, but I will buy it, or maybe shoplift it. We'll see.
Wow. Well, more touching words, as typical, have never been spoken to me. All right, so James, we're like 14 minutes into this sucker, and we haven't even touched the argument, the debate yet. Do you shampoo your hair or wash your body first? Those are the two sides of the argument, and the Guam Quarter of Fate shall decide which one James picks. And James, what do the two sides of the quarter represent?
Let's keep it simple. Heads are heads and tails are tails. That'll determine which part of your body to wash.
So do you wash your head first or your tail first? The quarter is up. And it is heads. You have head first, I have body first.
All right, well, this would seem to be the only possible thing that makes sense, so I'm sure it will blow up in my face. But let's go ahead and try this and see how it goes. I mean, the shower, we live in a world with gravity. The water goes down. So all the filth on your head gets washed off first. So it makes sense to use shampoo and soap and conditioner up here, and then it washes down over the rest of your body, and then you do the rest, continuing to push the dirt and grime downwards. Washing your body first doesn't make any sense. You get your body all clean, then you wash your greasy hair, and that hair grease just, goes down on the rest of you. You have to wash your body a second time to get off. I mean, it's just simple physics. I don't know what argument you could possibly have against that.
Well, I got a couple, as you can imagine.
I can. Go ahead.
I've been jotting down a few notes. Frankly, James, at this point, I could speak in like Sanskrit and people would still vote for me next week. That is the beauty of the way we have this system set up. But couple... You're going to crack another champagne, aren't you? But couple of things. One, as you can tell just by looking at the top of my head, there are a lot of men that don't even have this problem because shampooing their hair was an option taken off the table by God years ago. That probably a good 20% of the population doesn't have hair, and so for them to shampoo their hair first is an absolute absurd argument to make. Why are you going to insult and not compartmentalize? You're going to marginalize a good fifth of our audience. I'm quite shocked that you want to do that when we have so few viewers.
The bald card, really?
The bald card is an important card. You'll never know, James Cousin It Breakwell, but me. This is an eventuality that I'm going to have to live with. You don't know the pain that I suffer every day, James Breakwell. And the fact that you mock it and belittle it is more than it's a macro aggression against me and my people. Secondly...
Oh, there's a point, too. Okay, of course there's a point, too.
Why not? I mean, there's so many arguments to do your body first. Secondly, when you shampoo your hair, and for you, I realize that's about a 27-minute endeavor because you're going head to toe and you need to hire a couple people to get places that you can't even reach. But... the shampoo runs into your eyes, and then it stings, and your eyes are going nuts, and you're going to have to rinse it a little anyway. Like, why not just get your body taken care of, out of the way? Then when you shampoo your hair, you dunk your head right under the moving water, and it'll take all of that stuff away before it causes possibly irreparable damage to your retinas. I don't know how much you enjoy blindness, James Breakwell, but shampooing your head first almost guarantees it. And lastly... I don't know how many chemicals are in your standard bottle of shampoo, but if it's anything like what's in a standard Pop-Tart, I would imagine sitting there for several minutes while you're soaping down your body is exposing your hair to a level of chemistry that can't be good. You know why I'm losing my hair, James Breakwell? It's because I used to shampoo, rinse, and repeat. I did it twice, and all those chemicals, they just ate away at the follicles at my skull. And so I want to save everybody from enduring a similar fate to myself and say, get that shampoo on and get it off as fast as possible. Don't let your hair steep in somebody's mad scientist chemistry set.
That was so far removed from reality that it belongs in my unauthorized biography. It just had no relation to the truth at all. Let me start point by point. First of all, to the proud members of our bald community, I understand your pain. At least once a year, somebody says, oh, look at that, you've got a receding hairline. And my hair really has not moved in a very long time. If I was going to go bald, I'd be bald already just from the stress of having 4 kids. But it pretty much is what it is. It follows this weird jagged line with the widow's peak. But I get bald shamed anyway, and I have hair, so I know what it's like.
What is your father, or your grandfather, your mother's father? Is he bald, or has he got full head of hair?
He had hair. He had hair up until the end. So yeah, and my dad has hair. Everybody's got hair in my family. There are no bald people except my brother in the Air Force, and that's by choice. That's not. He's just really lazy, so that's why he doesn't have hair. So, but like your argument about going blind with shampoo, I mean, that's going to be an issue.
Yeah.
If you. At any point. That's not an argument not to shampoo your hair first. That's an argument not to shampoo your hair at all. That's an argument for perpetually greasy hair.
No!
You can wash your hair with shampoo first. The order makes no difference for your eyes. And if you're an adult, you can use these things that God gave you called hands and gently brush the shampoo out of the path of your eyes. I mean, you have opposable thumbs, I think. I think you've evolved that far. Use the digits on your hand and just shield your face if it's that big big of a deal. They even make products to, protect you. If you're like a helpless 3-year-old, you can get like these bath visors so the water doesn't go in your eyes. And I suggest you invest. Maybe if you washed your hair once in a while. No, we've got one. We got one for the kids, and it did not. Well, my wife got one for the kids, and it did not work at all. But it's there. It's up in a closet somewhere in the museum of shame of things we've assembled to try to stop them from crying. So this is a real thing. But I mean, if you shampooed your hair like a person once in a while, maybe you would still have all your hair. Maybe if you protected it rather than just letting the grime get in there until it literally fell off your head and could not regrow. It makes so much sense to shampoo your hair first. Then that part of your body's done. You go down, and when you get down to your toes, you're done. There's no backtracking. There's no question about what you did. There's no losing track, top to bottom, with the flow of water. It doesn't get any simpler than that.
James, you're like our government, both municipal, state, and federal. I'm like a rational person. When I look at problems, I say, let's tackle the big ones first, and then we'll start working to the small one. You want to take the most minute problem and deal with it first, and then work your way up to the big. You got 2 goals in the shower. You got to do your hair, you got to do your body. Don't quote me out of context on that one. Why not take care of the major thing first? How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat? Get the... I don't even know where I'm headed with this, but...
I really want to see where you're headed. Please continue. I'll just let you talk.
I got 2 eyes, 2 hands, 2 opposable thumbs, and no pants. That's where I'm headed with all of this. But why not take care of the big thing first? You got to eat your Brussels sprouts before you get ice cream. Do the hair last, because everyone kind of likes a good scalp massage, and you don't have it drip into your eyes no matter when you do it. If you do the hair first, your tendency is to just sit there and let it soak while you're doing the rest of your body, and then it drips. These little tendrils of shampoo come into your eye, creeping in at angles that you don't even expect. If you do the hair last, you can kind of have that shower head on the ready to just rip all of that stuff out of the way as it's coming down your forehead. You absolutely do the body first.
I think you've got a fundamental misunderstanding of the 2 sides here. When I say wash the head first, I mean shampoo, conditioner, rinse, repeat. I mean all the steps done. I'm not going to put the shampoo on top and then wash the body. That's washing the body first. You're not done until you're done. And I wash the head first because I'm an intellectual. My brain's up here. This is the most important part. So I'm going to wash and clean the things that cover and protect my brain and keep me going. And you, for some reason, are most concerned with your body. And I've seen you, and I don't know why.
And that is a fleeting concern at best.
Yes. No, but you don't let the shampoo sit up there. That makes no sense. You shampoo it, then you rinse it out, and then you just go on with everything else. And I'm confident that this is the way most people do it. I think you're going to be shocked as you were to learn that, yes, girls shower too. You're going to have your mind blown again to hear that people wash their hair first, get the shampoo out of there, and then wash the rest of them. It just makes life easier.
I didn't say girls don't shower. I said they don't shower after gym class, and particularly not near at the same rate that boys do. Although we'll never know, James, because everyone in your generation that follows you on Twitter has never had gym class in high school, so they have no idea what we're even talking about.
I think,
all right.
We'll just leave it there. Just go with it.
Well, what we typically do here is James rolls some die to figure out the numbers for the polling. And you can go to the poll and vote on who won this argument. You can either vote for James, which is almost like voting for hopelessness, or you can vote for Steve, a ray of sunshine in a dark room. James,
I'm running out of confused and disturbed expressions to make at the camera. I really am. I've used them all up. All right, so if you want to vote for me and washing your hair first, it's 96. Yeah. If you want to,
we just had that one, didn't we?
Did we?
You got loaded dice, man. This is from you playing with your kids all the time.
Then, if you want to vote for Steve and his crazy body first position, 89. And
this is where you end the shower with a delightful scalp massage.
And if you want to vote for the random and throw your vote away, it's an even 20.
20. Rocky Blyer. Nice. All right. All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap on that one. Do you want to tell people where they can find us, find the poll, and possibly even find our other podcast, 10 Minutes to Save Your Marriage?
Yes, so you can vote on my Twitter account, @ExplodingUnicorn with the E, or on Facebook, Exploding Unicorn with the E. I share it there, but it originates on another Facebook page called Wrong and Wronger, just like the podcast. And you can listen to us all kinds of places, just like you're doing right now. Our main place is YouTube if you want to see us. If you're listening to us now and you actually want to see what our faces look like, not our vases. Nobody cares about our vases, but our faces. Jump over to...
And I pronounce it vase, but okay.
Jump over to YouTube, and if you were watching on YouTube and you would rather never see our faces again, you can always switch to one of the audio-only options, which, you can listen to it on iTunes, on Podcast Addict, on Stitcher, which is my personal favorite, or on SoundCloud. It's all over the place. In fact, it's hard to avoid us, yet somehow people still do.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap it for another week. We've crossed 25 minutes, and we have to let you get back to the rest of your lives. So until next week, this is Steve Olivas for James, the Exploding Unicorn Breakwell, thanking everyone for watching and listening, and having you all remember, 2 wrongs can make a right. I brought it back.
Good.